miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Miami Dolphins. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a guy who played his high school ball at Miami Central, it's James Cook. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor? The winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
Play action. It's Herbert. Flush to his right. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Flushed out right. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Calvin Austin, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Packers are on the board first here this afternoon. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. Well, that one hurts. I mean, it was 3rd down, of course, but now the penalty, and we're back to first down.
Yeah, it hurts momentum in a big way, and they built that up here in the early going. Now, that leaves the opposition with a first down. That's a mistake you don't want to make at this point in the game.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
The Dolphins at 12-2 now on the year. And they come in on the heels of yet another victory. That ran their win streak, Charles, up to 7 now.
And I think that last win, that established them and stamped them, to me, as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with extreme confidence, and you need that in order to go all the way.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Throwing now is Lance.
Man open, here is Jones. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Here's Lance to throw it.
And that is incomplete.
Our game here, the first of 3 on this Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everybody. And remember, you got 2 more after this. We're followed here by the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then tonight, a good one out in the desert, the Bucs and Cards from Glendale.
And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And this game, CD, some are calling it the game of the year. Others are saying, hey, this is the Super Bowl preview. And as we speak, these are the top seeds in each conference. How do you think these 2 teams approach this one internally?
And I think that we both subscribe to the theory that it is the game of the year so far, and it could be a Super Bowl preview. I know outwardly both teams are going to tell us, hey, it's 1 of 16. We're going to do what we do. Let's just go ahead and play our game. But I think we both know that internally, they're saying we've got to establish we're the team to beat in case we see them again.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Herbert. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Aaron Donald in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Escaping the pressure right.
Got a man complete. It's Hamler.
And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. The Packers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away.
Deontay Hardy back deep.
And taken right on the 30.
It's a 54-yard punt with a return of 11.
And it'll be Dolphin football. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
The Lance going to throw. He finds Wilson.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down. Hunt will try going up the middle. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep.
And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
That's complete out right to the tight end, Trimble.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Dolphins on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Brian Burns in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
On first down, it's Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Throwing again on second down.
Herbert. Albert Okwuegbunam, the intended target.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he is going to have a Packers first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
From the 50, here's Herbert. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Rolling to his right.
Across the formation, he hits Austin.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one covers 29 yards. First down. Here's Herbert. Over the middle, complete. That's Cook. Touchdown. James Cook with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Packers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a third down. Throwing his Lance on third down. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And he's going to have a first down here as they're also into field goal range at the 28.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And it's a Packers touchdown. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. 28 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Seazn. And they are going to have a first down, and they're in field goal range as well as they're down inside the 20. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched the playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Herbert now. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
Well, he does have one touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a 2nd time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play. The final shot before the break for Herbert. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here. Charles has already thrown off his headset. He's out here. He says, it's Christmas Day. I'm going home. We're not done yet, though. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
And the half will begin with a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. The 20. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now.
Lance.
Flush to his right.
Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose.
And the Packers pick it up.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Now Herbert following the turnover. Looking left side, and it's complete.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Herbert on first down now. Completes it to Austin.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Aaron Donald picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Herbert. Escaping the pressure right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. Here's a diving catch right side. Touchdown, Packers. Calvin Austin, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And they open the lead up now to 25.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a 1-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. On play action, Lance. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Lance and company going on fourth down. Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Now Lance again. Well, Lance throws the interception. His third. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 41. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Herbert off of play action. He'll let it fly for Austin. It got his man complete. Touchdown, Packers. Calvin Austin, his third touchdown of the game, number 19 on the year. And the Packers just continue to roll. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum.
Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose, and the Packers pick it up. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust?
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take the blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw taken in by Thornton. And he is going to lose yardage here. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Back to throw here, Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. KJ Hamler, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Packers extend their fourth quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they were ultra confident coming in, that's for sure. They had won 7 straight, but number 8 not looking to be in the cards right now. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Desperation time here. Lance
out to his left. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Cook. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Aaron Donald giving him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
McPherson's kick is good,
and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Seazn. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
How about this starting field position? 1st and goal from 2 yards out. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 1. They give it off here to the tight end. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being...
And my goodness, another interception.
Daxton Hill picks it off.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback. As everybody was up at the line of scrimmage, he just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there, because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
Check. Lucky. Good team. Bang.
They're going to pass here with Herbert. Wide open receiver, complete.
Down inside the 10.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And McPherson on for the extra point.
Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Lance now on first down.
A diving effort, but only right at the line of scrimmage. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Packers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And he's going to be unable to get upfield as they take him down at the 21-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, fans usually